Israel. Honestly, when it came to our song "Do It Again," we had our first song, "What's the Move for the Night." That one done instantly.
Mhm.
"Do It Again," I had a verse written out, and I rewrote it, reset it, reworded it, took out words, put in words,
Mhm.
you know, and just changed how I would deliver it, and then changed how I delivered it again. And then so DJ Sana was like bugging me for like 3 weeks. Hey man, are you gonna get this? Are we gonna do this?
Like,
or
what's happening here?
What's going on here? You know, like Kirko sent over his hook. You know, I have my verse done. Are you done?
So,
you know,
so what was the order? Because Kirko Bangz is also on the song.
yeah.
So did you guys send it to him first? Did he write the hook and you guys wrote the verses?
Yeah.
Or-
So what ended up happening is like I said, I'll reach out to other producers at times. My boy Chef Premier, he does a lot of production. He had helped out with the beat. And then we one day I have a history with Kirko. Like I've known him for a few years, you know. And one day I just reached out to him on Instagram and I was like, "Hey man," I was like, "Can we get a track with you?"
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, "Well, are you ready?" Like, you know, because when you hit up somebody,
Yeah.
you know, like their thing is like, you know, like
I bet a million people hit him up. Let's
Yeah.
get on a track.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so what ends up happening is, you know, is instantly his question basically is, "Are you ready?" Is, "Do you have the money?" You know, because obviously they want to make sure that you're serious about it.
I was misinterpreting that. So that, okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like his thing was like, "Are you ready?" Like, you know, so I was like, "Yeah, like, you know, we'll send you over half." And, you know, we sent him over the beat. And I would say, I don't know, dude, it was like 11 a.m. when I sent him over the beat. So noon Houston time. He
Is it
had
Houston?
Yeah, he had the hook done by 11:25.
I'm going to turn you up a little bit.
Okay.
Or if you want to, put it a little bit closer. Yep. And then we'll keep going. So anyways, what were you saying?
Yeah, so at around I sent to him at 11 o'clock. And he had sent back the hook, like 25 stems and everything, like in 25 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, he had that track entirely done, like the hook entirely done. And then I was like, "Hey, do you know what? Can you get that bridge too?" Because I had asked him for a bridge.
Mhm.
And he was like, yeah. And so I sent over the track again. And then I would say about 10 minutes later, he sent me over the bridge. Like we had this, sent it to him at 11 o'clock, and by like 11:35 it was entirely done.
So he was on it.
He was on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like he had been sitting in his studio going like, "All right, like what
Let's do
next?
it."
What next? What
I
next?
feel like those guys like that just kind of are ready to work though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like he's just kind of on, he's just send me the stuff. When you do it, it's a business, right?
Yeah.
He is a business. So
Exactly.
you kind of have to be ready for when things like that pop up. And then vice versa. When you said that he said, "Are you ready?" I thought I interpreted that as like a bunch of people hit him up, but then thinking that he'll probably say no. And then
Yeah.
if he says yes, they're like, "Oh, well, let me figure it out and I'll get back to you."
And you know what? And
If
that's
I wasted, I thought it was,
that is another part of it too.
Okay.
Like I will say that, like that is not an incorrect like thought, because it really does happen. You
Yeah.
know, like people will contact him or contact any artist in general and say, "Hey, you know, how much for a verse?" And, you know, and then they'll give you back a price. And it's like, "Okay, you know, send me over the instrumental." Oh, okay.
What do you like?
Like exactly.
Like, you don't have a plan for this yet?
Yeah, and that's what they run into a lot, because I know that any artist that I've ever approached with any type of music or any type of anything really,
Yeah.
like they'll ask me, "Send over the instrumental so I could hear it," because obviously if it's going to be something easy and it's something that maybe they already have a hook written, you know, and it's something that they already have, like, and they just never recorded it, and then like, you know, they hear it and they're like, "Oh, we could do this," you know, $1,000, $500.
I know dudes that keep hooks on deck, but it's kind of weird because, like you said, it's always been beat first and then right to it.
Yeah.
But I do know some people that just have verses and hooks, just waiting for a moment to use them.
Yeah.
Like, so when you play something like, "Oh, I have a verse," I have a few friends that are like that, where I bring them over to the studio, I'll play something, and I'm like, "I know I got one for that."
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's kind of weird. I've never done that, but I always find it super impressive when someone just kind of has that on deck.
Oh yeah, dude, and it happens more often than you think.
Yeah.
And that's only because, you know, like we were talking about earlier prior to this, you know, that sometimes you just sit there and you just write something.
Yeah.
And like, you know, you're just looking at something in the room, something comes to mind, you write it down, you put it in your phone, and then that happens enough times in a month or whatever, in a week, and then all of a sudden you have a full verse to absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Hey guys, if you're enjoying watching these clips, then head over to the description so you can go watch the entire podcast episode, or go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, search Talk It Up, look for the gold logo, and start watching. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel as well, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.